Hey guys, and welcome to today's video on how you can 10x your sales on Shopify quickly and easily using this marketing strategy. Now, as you can see, I'm in a Google Ads account. This Google Ads account is for this brand. Now, as you can see, the ROAS is 9.83. That's the last 7 days. Obviously, it fluctuates, as you can see, but like that's because of two separate individual campaigns. There's a performance max and then there's a brand search. We're going to be talking what's called the brand search campaign. Now, you don't need to be a fancy marketer and that for you. I'm going to go through this with you. I'm not going to go through every step. We're going to try and keep this short and sweet. If I'm honest, I don't have a huge amount of time, but I wanted to make some content this week and I want to make more because, as I said, I want to make it on Facebook and Google Ads. Now, let me just explain. A brand search campaign is a campaign that you run through Google Ads for your Shopify store, because most of you are obviously naturally on Shopify. It's very easy to set up. And basically what it does is it runs the keywords of your brand. So whatever the name of your business, you run those keywords, okay? You ever typed in Google the name of some business and you see other businesses ranking and they might not be? It's because they're ranking for that keyword. It's perfectly legal as long as you make sure that so you can actually rank for other people's. There's what's called brand search competitor campaigns where you can actually rank for others as well. But the reason that a brand search will mainly work best for your business is because it's your domain, okay? And Google will always rank it highest, especially if you're running ads, because Google wants, when someone's searching the name of your business, they want to find your business. Google is incentivized to then show them your ad above others. Others can still rank, but yours will be first, right? But if you don't, others can steal your keywords and your traffic, especially if you're in the same industry. That happens a lot. If you search the name of any business, you will find that there'll be competitors ranking for it, whether you scroll to the bottom or at the top, wherever Google places it. Very important that you do this because you will be losing traffic. A lot of you running Facebook ads, influencer marketing, various SEO and all of that. If you're not running a brand search, you're missing out on a lot of easy sales. Now, to give you an idea, I barely optimize this campaign. Honestly, you can spend forever on it and maybe squeeze a bit more out of it, but you really don't need to, especially in the beginning. You just want to set it up. Even if you're just starting out, okay, and you've got a few sales here and there, set it up. It takes 10 minutes, right? And I'm going to go through and just give you a document. It'll be in the description. I used Claude to help me just make it a lot more clear and concise and save some time, where you can follow that step by step on how to do it, where you actually set up the Google Ad account, integrate the Shopify sales channel, all the sort of more technical work, which is really not hard to do, but I'm not going to go into that specifically today. I'm going to go into the actual campaign creation as we go into it. Okay, so just bear with me. Let's go into the doc and let's talk a bit about it. Then we'll go and make the campaign because I really want to make this as very short and sweet as possible. So I've just made this Google Doc. I just used Claude to help get the instructions. That's just my preference. Basically, set up your account. You don't worry about your keywords and budget. Just skip most of that. And a lot of the times, if it gets you to do it, make sure you just turn it off as draft, right? It's just it's more trying to get you introduced to get you to run a campaign. You don't need those. They're crap. Enter your billing information, follow those steps. That's really easy. Verify your account. I always recommend you do that for good security measure anyway. And then you just use the Google and YouTube app, right? YouTube is just basically a placement in your Google Ads account, so you don't have to be too confused about any of that. That's nothing to worry about. And it will set up your conversion tracking. So conversion tracking can be a bit confusing. Otherwise, you can do it manually, of course, by putting it in the header tag and so forth. But this is just 100,000 times easier. Why wouldn't you do it? It's free. It'll get you to set up a Merchant Center account, which is Google Merchant Center, which you use for Performance Max campaigns. I strongly recommend that you do that. You should anyway, because then you can get your catalog of products pushed to the Merchant Center, and you can run Performance Max campaigns. Where I know a number of people that all they do is do Google Ads. People don't even like Facebook ads because it's like a roller coaster, whereas Google Ads is a lot more structured and logical. But that's another discussion. We're not going to get into that today. As I said, you can do the manual integration. So create your Google, add your Shopify store, set up the feed. I'll just put that there. That's just from Claude. You don't need to have it. And the conversion tracking, you can enable Google Analytics. If you don't have that, I recommend doing that. That's a side thing, but I recommend doing that. You can import conversions to Google Ads from Google Analytics. Again, you don't need to do it. Set up enhanced conversions and install the tag. You can even use Google Tag Manager. However, as I said, Google and Shopify have built that app to really just make it super easy, because most people don't use Google Tag Manager. Most people don't really use Google Analytics. And unless you've got a big company, you just don't see much value in it, right? So don't worry about those things, but those things are there if you wish to explore that further. I strongly recommend having a look into it if you wish, but we don't need to. Ignore the shopping campaigns. And as I said, I just put optimize your integration, which is for that. So I just put all this here. It's just for if you want to have a look at it, have a look just to give you an idea. Like as you can see, between Google Ads, there's Google Ads, Google Merchant Center, Google Analytics, and YouTube and the Shopify app. So there's a few areas. Rest assured, you don't need most of it. You just need Shopify, the app, and Google Ads, and it basically does the connection for you, and the Merchant Center so you can push your feed and let that. But if you don't want to run Performance Max, you don't have to. Now, here's how we're going to run the brand search campaign. This works for every single business, past, present, and tense. Whatever the word, past and present. There we go. Is you make a search campaign, it's single ad group. You can make multiple. You can make it like dynamic. Really doesn't matter as long as you run something. It can be. I've seen absolutely horrendous ones, and I know that it's converting because it costs. Because it's a 10 out of 10, what's called relevance score. The cost per click will be like a couple of cents. And most of those people that are searching your brand on Google are usually looking for things like your reviews or a bit more about your business. They click through and they're basically a buyer. They're basically like 90% likely to buy from you. And that's why it's so important, right? My brand day, Beautify, for example, I run brand search there. If you look it up, you can look it up, right? I always run that for any of my, whether it's a software brand, e-commerce brand, whatever it is, I run it for both. It's one of the first things I do from an ads perspective because it's so invaluable, right? So many people rank for it as well, but you'll always rank highest because your relevance score is highest, and Google will always recommend that your ad first, because if someone's searching for your business, Google's incentivized that they know that you're more likely to get a conversion through your click as opposed to a competitor's, because people want to buy through your business, whatever that looks like. And so then if you get more conversions, more sales, you're going to spend more, right? So Google is incentivized, and it makes perfect sense to do it that way. You can use a tool called Keyword Wrapper. So I'm going to show you that now. Really, really easy. I use this. It's just free. It's, just some community tool. And you put in the name of your business. So dog. And what you want to do is put in like dog.com. Put in some variations as well. And all I do is wrap the words. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Refresh that. That's what I was after. So it outputs each of the keywords you put in there as a phrase and exact. You don't want to run broad. That's basically running a cold ads campaign. Do not do that. That will completely destroy your campaign. And you don't really want to run just exact, because a lot of people will type in, what is the dog's brand or something? So phrase allows it to sort of, Google has the smarts to sort of know, right? Obviously your business will have a lot more of a unique name than that. So, having a phrase match in there will just work well. Okay, believe it or not, a lot of people type in Google just the name of the website.com. They don't put it in the browser, a million different things. So having all of that is really important. The main thing you'll need to optimize over time is looking at your keywords, and you might actually find some unexpected keywords, add them, because then you're going to rank more, right? If you want a video on that, ask down below, but otherwise, let's just keep moving. Let's go into a test Google ad account now, and let's go and actually make this, just to wrap this up so you know how to do it yourself. So I'm just in one of my old ad accounts when I used to run ads for my course. I don't do that actively anymore. And so I just thought, well, why not use this one? You could, I don't know how long ago, but anyway, so what we want to do is you just want to go, once you've made your account, follow those steps, set up your account. If you want to look at your conversion trackings, you can look under conversions, you can look under summary. But as I said, you won't really need to, because Google does the work for you. If you also want to look at your integrations, you can look at that under, I think it's data management. Is it? They always, yeah, it's not there. As a side thing, make sure you have your access and security so your account doesn't get compromised. This is something I generally recommend. Business data. So if you want to look under there, business data, that's where you can integrate them all manually as well, right? So make sure you keep that in mind. As a little side tip, if you have a YouTube channel as well and you're an e-commerce brand or whatever, integrate your YouTube channel as well, and you can run remarketing lists for anyone that's subscribed, watched a video, liked a video, whatever, over the last 540 days. Really powerful remarketing as well that can really help stay on top of that. That's for another thing, but I just wanted to add that there. Let's go into new campaign, hide, sales. Now you should have your conversion tracking set up. So as you can see, I don't know, leave something from ages ago. So you remove that one in this case, right? So we got that one already. You want to go search, website visits. I'm just going to put it again, www.dogs.com. I literally call it just brand search. Because you run 2 campaigns now, don't worry about the perfect name convention. You don't want to set a target cost per action. You just want conversions, okay? You don't want to go conversion value. You just want conversions. Conversion value is not what you're after. You want as many sales as possible because this campaign just crushes it. Basically, maximize conversions. Adjust your bidding to gain new customers. Again, I leave that, okay? Display ad network, you do want to turn that on. You want to leave it to all countries. Anyone that's searching a phrase or exact match of your business are customers worth your time, okay? Obviously your language if you want, but obviously you know all this better. So these things, you just do that, but generally that's how I do it. You can go your audience segment so you can narrow it down further, but you don't want to for this. You want to leave it open. Regardless where the traffic's from, it is usually very high quality traffic, okay? You can have a look at your more settings, all of that, but you really don't need to touch that. Next, this is where it can help you with your keyword and asset generation, images, headlines. So you can go through that, right? You can see I've used an example in the past of PetSmart, blah, blah, blah. You can use ChatGPT to come up with something like this to help you with this as well, or Claude, or one of those. Let's just leave that as it is. You can add multiple ad groups as well. But I'll be honest, you don't really need to, especially in the beginning. So let's just go generate. Okay, and you can see, because it uses Gemini, Google Gemini to help do it for you. You can see it's got, now I've got headlines, enter keywords, we'll take those out. Leave your display path as just that. If you're running a cold search, you want to use that because it'll help with your click-through rate. But generally, you can see that it's done it here. One thing that it doesn't do very well that helps a lot with your click-through rates is having the name of your brand in the headline, right? One thing I always do is, I don't know, as I said, let's just put dogs.com. It helps massively. And if you can add other keywords, just add that. It helps immediately associate that the brand that they're clicking into is the one they're searching for. So for brand search, make sure you add that. If you did a split test, you would find that your click-through rate is significantly lower for ones that you don't have it. So please make sure you do that. I've been there, done that. That's just a simple little hack that you can do as well. For your descriptions again, I'm just trying to go through it. You want to add the main benefits for your business. Let's say it's Australia, made and owned since 1975, 24/7 support, over 100 items, 100 plus 5-star reviews, something like that. And basically you want to just add information like that in and other benefits. You want to, so at least add 4 as well, because then it becomes basically a dynamic search campaign as well. Very easy. Spend some time doing that, and you can see all the previews here as well. You can see the ad strength is high because I've used the AI to help with that. You want to add site links. Site link extensions are things that show under your ad that basically allow the ad to have more space. Even if it doesn't get much click-through rate, it pushes your competitors down and uses more space. I strongly recommend you do it. So let's say a popular one would be contact us. Contact our team for support. 24/7 support from our Australian team, from our team. Let's put that right. And the URL is www.dogs.com/contact us. contact us. It'll be something like that, right? You'll get the URL, create, done. There you go. Contact us, FAQ, about us, blog are all ones that do really, really, really well. Shipping, delivery, that's usually under FAQ and stuff as well. Add those in. You got your call outs. You can see why they add these there as presets, because these are the most main ones that everyone uses. You can use other asset types. Really, you won't need them. Call outs are just main benefits to your business, okay? That, again, use a smidge more extra space and really can make your ad pop, okay? It costs you nothing more to run this. It uses more space, and it's just a fantastic thing to do. I don't know why it's not previewing. You don't need to worry about tracking and that's for high level stuff. Honestly, I don't even do it. Save. You can see now we've done the ad group. We can make another ad group. We can delete it, whatever. We go next, and this is where you want to put your budget. Now, the budget is, the way I generally do it, is how much of you are spending on Facebook, 10% as the daily budget for Google. You won't spend that though. You won't. So if you're spending $100 on Facebook, put $10. You will probably spend maybe 50 cents. But you put $10 just to sort of give it some breathing room, of course, but it won't really spend that much alone because it's a very targeted campaign. And then you got your review, you review it, publish, away you go, walk away. Guaranteed, between doing all of this, you'll have improved your conversion rates significantly, as you saw in the first one. I didn't even show the brand search, but the brand search, I think, because I'm running cold ads overall, it was 10x ROAS, but the brand search, I think, is actually like a 20x. It is that easy, and it will help boost your Shopify sales massively. You don't need an agency for this, okay? Use some AI tools to help you with the copy if you wish. Run this. I guarantee you won't regret it. It is money on autopilot. It is the first thing that you should always do when you're setting up your business, whether it is an e-commerce business or a SaaS, whatever business. This is the campaign in Google that is a bare minimum that I always recommend you run. But for Shopify, this will help massively boost your sales. As I said, wanted to make this short, wanted to make this sweet. I hope this, I won't publish it, obviously don't need to. I hope this has been helpful. If you did like today's video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. If you have questions, comment down below. I have a Discord. Join my Discord. I'm also building a new YouTube channel, Ricky Hayes AI Automation. I'm getting heavily into AI and AI automation. I will have a link in the description for that as well. And of course, the Google Doc for you to swipe and use as you see fit. Other than that, thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.